At Kleine Zalze, we've got records of making wine back to 1695. So there is obviously a long history and pedigree of making wine here. The story that we're concerned with starts in 1996 when Besson, the current owner of Kleine Zalze, initially purchased the property and decided to redevelop it from a vineyard point of view, as well as to redevelop and modernize the winery and start a new Kleine Zalze, for lack of better words. Now, on the top of the hill of our vineyards are these beautiful, deep, relatively clay-rich soils, but with enough gravel. It's a little iron sort of stone. We refer to it as coffee clip, that run through the profile that gives good drainage, but you get a freshness and an elegance to the wines. And they work particularly well with Cabernet Sauvignon. So it's probably about 65% will be Cabernet Sauvignon. Various clones and various rootstocks matched to specific sites. So Cabernet is a big strength for us, but then some of the sites lower down, there's some really good Shiraz sites. There are small pockets of things like Cabernet Franc and Merlot, but those are more as complements to the Cabernet. As a winery, we are really trying to focus on getting the best out of our terroir and finding balance. And that balance is also trying to look at an elegance. And really, over the last 7 years that I've been here, RJ, who's the head winemaker, and myself have really been working very hard on how to add an element of freshness and a balance into the wines. The winemaking is relatively naked. It is very basic winemaking. It's growing really good fruit and then treating it with respect in the winery and letting the wine do the talking rather than the winemaking do the talking. And that in itself is quite a challenge. There's quite a bit of winemaking involved in that.
I'm a lover of Sauvignon. I'm the chairman of Sauvignon Blanc South Africa. I love the fruit and I love the styles, and specifically South African Sauvignon. We've got so much potential and insights in our climate. We can make from the pyrazini to the mineral to the very fruit-forward, thiol-driven wines. And there's not many countries that can get that. This is a fairly new product in our vineyard selection range. Our philosophy with Sauvignon is quite different to our Stellenbosch philosophy because we work with a lot of Sauvignon parcels around South Africa. We look for the sites closer to the ocean. We've been working with them for many years, so we know them quite well. Skin contact, depending on pH and temperature, anything from 12 to sometimes even 36 hours on skins to extract that flavors out of the skins. So we extract it, we do 1 day settling, and then it's an easy process into tank for ferment. We ferment at 11, 12 degrees Celsius, very cold, very long ferments. This specific wine is a blend of Stellenbosch, Durbanville, and Darling. It was such fun putting this wine together because we had this, almost pyrazini-driven Durbanville characters with that very big canned piece, Darling structure, and the Stellenbosch that brings the very fruit-forward profile and the mineral edge. And I think it's probably one of the best Sauvignons, specifically at this price point you're going to find in South Africa. And yeah, it's a barnstormingly good wine.